Welcome back to the channel, folks. Keith here from Come On The Hoop Celtic. I hope you're all doing good. I don't know what's different about the layout, if it's just the pink, the jerseys, or something's gone different with my face. It's probably my face anyway. I got the brownie haircut because lockdown started yesterday. I'm going to need a fresh trim for the next few weeks just to get myself together. So I hope you're all doing good. Big game, 2 days time against Aberdeen. 12:30 away in Pittodrie. Still no fans. Massive game for Celtic, you know. This is make or break Neil Lennon's career at Celtic as a manager for his second term. If he gets it wrong, he knows he has to win. A lot of pressure on him. A lot of Celtic fans, I'd say 80% of Celtic fans will be calling for him to step away from the job. We all know he doesn't look like the Neil Lennon that he's been. You know, he hasn't been the characteristic Neil Lennon that we've seen in the past for Neil Lennon. There's something going on behind the scenes that we can't put the finger on. There's a report saying that he fell out with John Kennedy. He arrived up at Lennoxtown, few drinks on him. I don't believe it all. I think it's all rubbish speculation. Has he lost the dressing room? We don't know. Honestly, we don't know. But spells of that game last night, it looks like the boys played pretty decent in the second half. You know, the first half was awful. The first 20 minutes wasn't too bad until we conceded that first goal. But there's positives away from that game last night. Let's talk about Aberdeen. Aberdeen are third in the table at the moment. They're 3 points behind Celtic on 22 points. If they were to win against us on Sunday, that'd bring them up to second. It depends on goal difference as well. So they're a good side. Derry McInnes has done great things with Aberdeen in the last 4 or 5 years. They also won a League Cup as well. They were unfortunate against us in the Scottish Cup in 2016-17 season. We beat them in a couple of League Cups as well. But this is a dress rehearsal for the big game next week. All the games are big now, massively, because with the fans not being there, there's a lot of pressure. People are watching it all on the streams, the telly, their subscriptions, and people are stuck in their houses, and this is their way of venting by going onto social media and getting their point across. I'd make a lot of changes this weekend. I really would change it around. You know, there's a bench there. We bring the likes of Roger John last night. Laxall played quite well. You know, Mohamed Anusi played decent when he came on. Fair enough. In front of goal, he wasn't clinical, but his head wasn't bad. Last few times we've been to Pittodrie, we won 2-1 there the last time. Obviously, Christopher Royer came up with the goods with that cracking goal against them. Then we beat them at home, we did, and then we won 4-0 against them. We cruised control the first half when Frimpong scored for us as well. So it's always been a tough place to go. It's going to be a strange one because I remember the start of the season, obviously Rangers went there and they played against the so-called Old Firm and Rangers beat them. But Aberdeen, they're not a pushover and you've good players there. Like Hayes is a touch and go. He's had a groin injury. Obviously, the Lewis Ferguson, which is a good young player. Edmondson as well. Hedges, McCrory. They have really good players in there that can cause Celtic a threat. Noel McGinn, Dylan McGeocht, you know, former Celtic players, obviously McGeocht. So I would line the game up. A lot of people are calling for Scott Bain to start. Look, at Barkas was absolutely rubbish last night. No offence, he was rubbish. And there is the pressure on with his price tag. But Neil Lennon's going to stick to his guns. He's going to go, obviously, Barkas. So Barkas in goal, play it safe in this one. I'll go with 4 at the back in this. I don't think, with the way he's doing it with the 3-5-2, I don't think it's working for Celtic, you know. I really don't think it's working in certain games. I'd go with the 4 at the back. So it would be Laxall left, effective. Some reason I think he will start Taylor against Aberdeen, but in my heart, I'm gonna say Laxall. Laxall has the pace. He can cause Aberdeen a massive threat like he did last night. I thought he was the player of the game last night for Celtic, until he got subbed. So Laxall in there. On the right, Jeremy Frimpong. Jeremy was a massive difference last night compared to the game last week against Rangers. He was actually taking players on, bit of pace. Good. He's a phenomenal athlete to watch. So young. Still has a lot to offer, and he has a big future ahead of him as a footballer. So Jeremy in there with Duffy and Neuer. Now look, I said this in the previous video, I said this on Instagram last night. A lot of people attacked Duffy on social media. Look, yes, we're all tied to our opinions. As I said, a month ago people were literally partying because Shane Duffy came into the club. He's after playing 3 games for Republic of Ireland last week. He's after playing so many games. He hasn't been home yet to Derry. You know, his dad passed away less than a year ago. So you don't know what's on his mind. Maybe he's overworn. Maybe he needs a rest. But as I said last night, let him play this game on Sunday. Rest him for a few days. Even rest him for the Lille game. Put him back in there for the Aberdeen game then on the following weekend. Duffy in there. Duffy set piece. There's something telling me that he's going to redeem himself. Duffy in there with Oyer. Julian's still out. Beaton still hasn't recovered. Alhamed still hasn't recovered. So we could see Welch feature, but I would rest Welch in this. Welch played average last night. Look, he's still young. Still has a lot to learn. You know, he's come in and done a decent job so far. Fair enough, they have been 2 defeats, but you can't blame him on Welch. He's done a decent job. He's young, ambitious. He knows what the Celtic philosophy means. So, yeah. I go with a 5 midfield. I just think, why not, like, if we go with the 3-5-2, I think Aberdeen are going to be studying that formation, you know. They're going to see what's in there. Scott Brown has to start. As much as Scott Brown was poor last night, Brownie haircut, I'd start Scott Brown. He knows how to really roll up Aberdeen. He's had some phenomenal moments in Pataudry, obviously scoring that goal, running from his own half and then getting that goal. Unbelievable. Absolutely class. So Brownie in there. Look, he's 35 years of age. I'd give him 50 minutes, 60 minutes, make a change, bring a midfielder on. You know, Turnbull could be in the option. Tom Rogers could come on and make a difference as well, because he did come off last night, Scott Brown. I gotta go with Christie on the right. I think obviously with James Forrest still being out, I don't think he's gonna start young Dembele. So Christie on the right. Christie was quite effective last night when he came on at half time. So Christie in there. Mohamed El Nussi on the left. I think Mohamed scoring last night would help his confidence big time. So I'd bring him in there with McGregor and Turnbull. I think in the Cham, I'd rest in the Cham, put him on the bench. Good player to come off the bench with Tom. I think McGregor in there. McGregor showed spells in the second half last night. He can boss a game. And we know what he's made of. He can. He's just hasn't been Gear 5 yet this season. He's got a couple of goals. Yes, he has. But he hasn't been the Callum McGregor that we expect. And a lot of the players haven't. But games like this, once we can get a result on Sunday, that's the main thing. David Turnbull, why not bring him in? He knows what Aberdeen's all about. He knows the league inside out for playing from Motherwell, so why not? And up front, I'll go with Lee Griffiths. You know what? Lee started last night and obviously he came off. Didn't do the greatest last night, but against Aberdeen, he likes scoring against them and he knows what they're made of. So this is a game for the bully Lee, for Lee to come in and get in there and stuck in. A lot of people may say a Yeti, but I'd bring a Yeti on. You know, there's ammunition on the bench. You know, we've Tom that could go there. You know what Tom Rogers is made of. He loves scoring against Aberdeen. Scored against them in the Scottish Cup semi-final, in the Scottish Cup final, in the Betfred Cup final. You know what it's all about. That volley as well in Pataudry 3 or 4 seasons ago we're talking about now. You know, he has it in him and he's getting his fitness back. Taylor could come on, the Cham could come on, Welch could come on, Klamala, Scott Bain. There is a team there that can win on Sunday. So my predictions, I'm going to fancy 2-1 Celtic. I just think defensively there's an error in us. I hate saying I think there's still an error there watching Milan last night. No, Milan and Aberdeen are complete 2 different sides. I just think Barkas hasn't controlled his defence, hasn't controlled the confidence to come out and make himself authority. Even with crosses, he's still not at the full potential. There's something there with him and it needs to be fixed, you know. Steve Woods needs to fix it with him, because Steve Woods has been a phenomenal goalkeeper coach for Celtic and he's bringing through some great keepers. Obviously with Craig Gordon, Fraser Foster, you know, he's been a great goalkeeping coach, so I can see Steve Woods will work on him and get him better, you know. So Barkas needs to get it together. Where I'm saying the goals are going to come from, I think Duffy. If Duffy plays, I can fancy a set piece against Aberdeen. Aberdeen are going to be a really strong outfit on Sunday regards to midfield battles. You know, they're not afraid to go in for tackles, dirty tackles. You know, they want to be Celtic. They want to stop Celtic doing 10 in a row this season like every club. It's going to be park the bus football. Expect the folks. It could be a frustrating first half, and then it could be similar to St Johnstone, where they might have to bring the super subs on, you know, and make a difference. Klamala could come on and make a difference. Last night was pretty good, so I really fancy this. I know I think Christie for the winner. I think Ryan Christie for the winner. I just think it's in his bones. So I'm going to go with 2-1 Celtic. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of the haircut. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Put the notification bell on. I really appreciate the support on the road to 5k. And let's get this right the weekend, because we drop points. Oh my God, I'm dreading coming on Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon to do this match reaction, because I know for a fact it's just going to be negative. And we need something to keep us going through this pandemic. We need Celtic to get back to Celtic, you know. It's been hard. Been hard for a lot of us. So speak to us all soon, teams. Hail, up the Celts. Here we go, 10 in a row.